advocacy, he was saying that breakfast is somewhat taken over advocacy. There is still advocacy happening during that time period. So my other part of that question is, do all the kids, is it the same group of kids, the same teacher every day, all year in their advocacy?
The advocacy, because even if you're, because I'm talking also from my experience from my other middle school, even if you're a GT child, in my past experience, we had commended advocacies. And that's what I have one advocacy right now in 8th grade, that's a commended 8th grade advocacy.
I don't know what that means.
That means that you missed the tax test by 1 or 2 questions. You got it almost perfect. And the goal is to increase the number of commended, because the higher percentage you have of students that are commended, the trend shows that they will be college ready.
So you use advocacy here for you use it for extra help with kids when they need it.
Extra help, or also with the elective teachers. And then they have the elective teachers, but it's more like it's too short of a time right now with lunch, so it's basically like a mentoring kind of thing, like they have conversations with their favorite elective teachers. But we're going to be extending the advocacy next year, 15 more minutes to make it more meaningful. That's what we're doing. Before, when electives was longer, we used to have drop everything and read, and that was the year before. So I'm going to have a committee within the next couple of weeks, and we're going to decide how to do that. Because right now, we're going to extend that 15 more minutes to make it meaningful.
The idea of being able for the kids to catch up,
No, to have some of them
spend it on what?
Some of them could be for catch up for work, but right now I have another advocacy, I forgot to mention this, Name That Book advocacy, that they worked in that contest. You know, Name That Book?
Mm-hmm.
I have an advocacy for that. I have an advocacy that was doing research class. I had an advocacy this year with 8th grade commended. Those students that do not need help, but they just want to do very well in the social studies. And then the rest of the advocacy, they're either with the elective teachers or with needing help. But our advocacy right now is, I think, about 30 minutes long, and with the breakfast in the classroom, it's really not that productive.
So you put kids in groups according to needs or skills that you want to develop within that group. That's what advocacy is
Yes.
for. It's like a skill development time
Yes.
with a shared group who has the same needs.
Yes. Yes.
And
Or
then
interest.
overlaying that, you
Or
have
interest.
a kind of character component, a character development component that goes to all of those. But the kids that are gathered, and I think Andrew's question was,
Oh.
when you identify those, are those the same throughout the whole
No,
year?
it changes in January.
So you
Different
get-
semesters.
Yes,
With a
because
6th grader, when you're coming in as a 6th grader, you may get assigned, if you're interested in Name That Book, I guess, you do Name That Book advocacy in the springtime, but what do you,
this is what we do in 6th grade. My grade levels are very, very important. And after 2 weeks, because it usually takes about 2 weeks for all the students to enroll, my PLCs will already have
And
done
PLCs are what?
professional learning communities by
Okay.
grade level. They have already given some type of diagnostic test. And then they sit together as a group, and then they get the entire 6th grade roster. They look at the students' Stanford tax and diagnostic test, and then they start assigning students for
Advocacy groups.
advocacies. Yes. If, let's say, this year they named that book as an 8th grade. So what she did was she asked the teachers for suggestions of who would enjoy that advocacy, and then would you like to be named that book? And then she started recruiting them personally, and that's how we did it.